I'm Diane. Welcome to my channel, Diane in Stitches. This channel's all about my sewing adventures, what I'm making, what I'm going to make, fabrics, patterns, all things sewing related. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, I hope you'll stick around and visit again. So this week, first of all, I'll start with what I'm wearing. This is the Ellie & Mac Everyday Tee. I made 4, I think, of these now. 2 for sort of everyday's wearing, and I have 2 which are pyjama tops, summer pyjama tops. And it's just a plain, straightforward t-shirt. There should be a big curve on the bottom, but I've took it off. I did the original one with the curve and I didn't like it, so since making this one straight, I've straightened off the other one as well, and the pyjamas are all straight. So it's just a grown-on sleeve, just easy to wear, everyday tee. That's the clues in the name. So that's what I'm wearing. The other thing is today's 1st of August, and it is Yorkshire Day. So happy Yorkshire Day to those Yorkies out there, if there are any other Yorkshire people out there watching. It's something that's been, I don't know, celebrated, if you like, commemorated over the years, and there's 2 or 3 different reasons, and I thought I'd just look it up so that I got my facts straight and tell you about it. The first one is it's a commemoration of a battle. It was the English and Germans and the 7-Year War against the French, and it was a particular battle. It's the Battle of Minden, and that was 1759. So that's the first reason. The second reason is it's the anniversary of the marks the anniversary of the Slavery Abolition Act of 1834, which was campaigned by a Yorkshire MP, William Wilberforce. And then also it's connected in some way with the rearranging of the boundaries of Yorkshire. There were 3 ridings. It's the Yorkshire Riding Society that decided that they'd use the 1st of August as Yorkshire Day, to sort of keep the memory alive, if you like, of the ridings as they were, because Sheffield was in the West Riding of Yorkshire, but it's now South Yorkshire. The ridings don't exist anymore. So that's Yorkshire Day, the little flag for you to see, the Yorkshire flag. Anyway, because I'm from Yorkshire, as if you hadn't noticed. Anyway, so let's move on now to my sewing. So I managed to finish the downtown jacket. I'll put the little video up here. Just finished it today, actually, this morning. I did wake up a bit early and I was tossing and turning, so I just came in here. I got 2 of the buttons yet to put on just the cuffs. So I'm pretty pleased with it. It's come out, I think, quite nice. I didn't do too many alterations with it. Well, hardly any alterations really. It comes in a top stitched back or a pleated back, and it's got 3 lengths. But I wanted the top stitched back, but you can only do that in lengths 1 and 2. And I was going to lengthen it a little bit because it is a little bit short, but there's 4 inches difference between length 2 and 3. But you can't do the top stitched in length 3 because it would be too tight round the hips, and it would have been for me because I fall into the next size up for the hips on the Pattern Emporium chart. So I just did a straight size 10 for me. It's as I say, it's a little bit short, but I'm not too unhappy with it. I'll probably just leave things tucked in as I did on the video. So what I did realise when I was going through the instructions, that there is this yoke is a burrito, and I was stressing over it with my faux suede that I eventually made the Ilford jacket, because I didn't think the faux suede would do a burrito. It definitely wouldn't. But apparently you can leave the burrito off and just have a single yoke. I still don't think the faux suede would have worked with the performance I've had with this. It would still have been too thick. So this is the finished. Have a bit more of a close-up of it. These pockets, there were two different lengths of pocket, and this pocket was only supposed to be said just for view for length 1, and then length 2 and 3 had a longer pocket. But from what I saw on people, on the testers, I thought I don't really like the pocket that big. I was actually going to put the Ilford pockets on, the hand warmer pockets that I had on the Ilford. But I thought I'll just leave it as it is. But I used length 1 pocket, even though I'd done length 2. Put a little, I like to put a little hanging hook on if I remember. So as I say, I was sewing the buttons on this morning. The buttons, I like to normally sew buttons on my sewing machine now. And I tried to get these in the button foot that you have to, it clamps the button between two bits. And it wouldn't go in, and then the presser foot wouldn't, well, it went down, but it didn't seem to be performing very well. So I thought, I'm not going to risk it. So I've sewn all the buttons on by hand, because they are quite a thick button, and they're a little bit not a regular shape either. It's like a stone effect, like a mottled. They're very nice. There's sort of little. I don't think you can see very clearly, but. No, so little holes in them, and it just looks like stones. So, and I was going to put it. This option has the length 2 has an option to put in a slit in the side, which I did initially cut out for, and then I thought, no, it might look a bit odd because of it being too short. Length 1 doesn't have a split, so. In the end, I decided not to bother with the split, and so I just, the pattern piece anyway, it's straight down, so I just literally cut this. There's a little protrusion where to make the split wider, to make the mitered corners and everything, and I just cut that off and didn't bother with the split. Those are non-functioning buttons. They're just sewn right through because it's obviously wide enough to. They're just there for show. You could put as many as you want on. Some have just put 1 button, some have put 3. I'd bought 10 altogether, so I used 5 for the front, 2 for each sleeve. So I have got 1 button left, but I've got enough fabric left over. I think I might make a pair of shorts, so that button will go on the waistband. So I'm quite pleased with that. It's a nice little jacket, and I think. This fabric, by the way, I think it's just a cotton twill type fabric. This was from Sherwoods when I went for the open day in June, the end of June, and met up with Claire of Clarobobbins and her friend Sandra, who is Sandra Stitched. And we had a good rummage around all their warehouse at Sherwoods down in Ilkeston in Derbyshire. I think we're going again. There's another open day in October. And I think I'll probably get some if they've got different colours. I can't remember if they had different colours. Oh, there's a 2-part sleeve, by the way, and that it's supposed to come on from the back yoke and just join up. It's slightly off, but not bothered. So I think I might get another colour if they have got them. But I quite like that, and I will probably try and make it a bit longer. I'm not sure I might do the longer one and do the pleated back. I don't know, because I don't like it too swingy and big looking. But what I'll also do, I'll put in the video now. I did a little video of doing this collar. I remember last week I told you about how I did the collar on Keith's shirt with some thread to pull these points to be nice and sharp, and I did do a little video, tried to set up my system. It's a little bit hit and miss of how to do these lovely pointed collars. So I'll put that in now and then continue. So I thought I would try and explain this method of turning the collar so that you get a nice point at the top corner. So I thought I'd just demonstrate it. This is what I did last time on Keith's last shirt I did. So this is my downtown jacket collar. So this is the upper collar, which has been interfaced and turned up 1 centimetre. So I've sewn up one side, and then just before you turn and go along the top edge, you stop near the corner with your needle in. And so these are 1 centimetre seam allowances, so I think that looks about right. So what I do is then I'm going to use, well, last time I used this dental floss. So I've just got it's got a piece of dental floss. And what you do is you raise the presser foot and put the dental floss between the 2 layers. And then put the presser foot back down, and then you do 1 more stitch, and then you can turn, just take that pin out, turn this round. Now you're going to turn pivot for your corner. So you've now got your piece of dental floss or thread or whatever you've used has now been trapped between that last stitch that you did. So as you're turning around, you bring that thread round to the inside, out of the way, both ends, so that it's not going to get caught anymore. Put your presser foot down again, and then continue along your top edge. So I'll come back when I'm at the other side. So I'm at the opposite corner now, so I'm just going to do, no, I think I'm there now with the, no, I'll do 1 more stitch. Lift the presser foot up, another piece of floss, thread, whatever you're using, just between the two layers. Press the foot back down and down again. Turn that, or rather pull that around so that it's all round the same side. I need to leave those pins in. I can sort of pull that through to the inside. Just make sure I've got both my pieces of ends of thread coming down into the centre of the collar, and then you carry on doing the other side. I'll be back in a moment. So what I've done now is to cut the corner off. So what you then just fold these corners over like so, grasp them between thumb and forefinger, pull that around, and then you can see your threads or whatever you've used. This is the dental floss, and then you just pull that taut like so. Just reposition the turnings a little bit. You can pull that, and then that just pulls out like so. And you have, obviously it needs to press. You have a nice square corner. So again, I'll just do the other side. Snip the corner off. Turn that in. Turn that in. thumb and forefinger, pull through, pull your threads, pull it out. Nice pointy corners. So I hope that was interesting or useful to you. If you haven't done that before, it's just something I found a little while ago and decided to give it a try, and it's quite a good technique, I think. So what else have I done? This morning I've had a little delivery. I mentioned this ironing board, this small ironing board here, which I have used it. I don't get it down very often because it's very flimsy and thin, and through the cover you can actually feel the mesh base underneath it, and it's a little bit rickety, but it's not too bad. But it was mainly the thickness of this this base that was concerning me, and I've got a small iron. It was just a little travel iron, and I have used it. Sometimes I've not got room on here for a mini iron, so I have to use the big one outside on the landing. But I thought I'll just try and get hold of some padding to try and make it a bit thicker and a bit more usable. So I found this place online, but they actually do products they're called Chimney Sheep, and it's products that they use for stopping drafts in chimneys. I don't know whether you can have a fire, I don't know, because we haven't had a chimney for years, but whether you can actually have a fire with these things up the chimney, I don't know. Anyway, they've got a whole host of products. It's all eco-friendly products, and they have this fleece that's directly from sheep, made up in 100% sheep's wool, and I decided to order. Not just, they've got some per metre fabric, so I decided to order some for that, and also it give me a little bit extra. I was thinking of making one of those, just a little square pressing mat that I see some people use, which I thought might be useful. And I thought, while I'm at it, I will order one for my main ironing board, and it's quite a thick. It's 1 centimetre thick, quite a thick. I'm going to get bits all over the table now. But you just cut it to size. It's quite big to start with. It's where's the size? 135 centimetres by 50 centimetres and a centimetre thick. It says it holds heat under the fabric for longer, crisper creases, quicker, easier ironing. I know I've read these things in the past about something you put underneath, and once you've heated it like irons the other side. I've never actually found those to be that good, so I'm not. But what I've got under at the moment is just a plain, probably the polyester stuff that you can get. I think we just bought it at Sainsbury's. So it's just ironing board pad, and it's made with 100% Herdwick sheep wool, and it's fully compostable when you eventually need to replace it. And so it's chimneysheep.co.uk, and as I say, they've got loads of other products as well, all eco-friendly products. Get rid of all little bits of fluff on me now. And what else I ordered as well, non-sewing. When we were in York last week, we went to this Greek street food place in this area of York, and they give you, because you just go to central tables, there's all these units down the side, and then there's the central tables, communal tables for you to sit at. And they gave you wooden knives and forks, and halfway through the meal Keith's broke. So I said, oh, we need those camping knives and forks that we have, and I don't know where they are. They could be in this cupboard here. That's a sort of an overflow of things for kitchen equipment, because we haven't got a very big kitchen here, and we've just put little used things in there, so we still need to go in there now and again. I don't know if these things are in there. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have thrown them away, but I don't know. They're sort of in a little container, and you pull the pull handles out. There's a knife and fork and a little plastic spoon sandwiched between them, and the prongs and the knife blade are metal. The rest is plastic. But as I was scrolling through the website, I came across these and I thought, well, I'm going to order some of those. There's a set of four sets of knives, and it's called a spork, spoon and fork, and knives, and there's 4 sets of 4. So I thought if I make a little carrying case, we can if we go out for the day, we can take those with us in case we get offered inferior cutlery again, and then we've got something that we can eat with without fear of breaking. And they're made from they were £2 for the set of 4, and it's made from bioplastic from waste sugarcane. So again environmentally, just made from waste, things that would not produce that would normally go to waste. So that's that for this week, I think. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. So I think next on the list, I'm going to probably tackle this polo shirt for Keith with the PK cotton from Pattern Fabrics. So it's the Sombrio, Thread Theory Sombrio polo. Short sleeve one you want. So I don't think of anything else to report this week. So once again, I'd like to say thank you again for watching. Hope you've liked the content this week. If you have, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done, and hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I release a new video. And it would be lovely for you to subscribe. It does help the channel. I'd love to grow a little bit bigger. I'm getting a few more subscribers here and there, but we'll see. Do leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the jacket and the other bits and bobs I've spoken about, or the tutorial, the collar. Let me know what you think of that. So I think that's all for me for now. I hope you get lots of sewing done. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and look forward to seeing you again in the next video. So bye for now.